brother, 25M, keeps going back to a toxic ex, 26F. I'll have to see her over the holidays. How do I tell him to choose better and deal with this situation? My 30F brother, 25M, has a toxic ex, 26F. They are now back together, which I know because he called me today to tell me that she'll be over at our parents' for the holidays next month. He knows I don't like her. There are multiple reasons why. 1. My brother is a completely different person when he's with her and around her. For context, he's a soft boy, very well-mannered, lazy but will do work around the house, kind, considerate. But he becomes irritable, a bitter, inconsiderate, and honestly, an asshole of a person when with her / around her. We didn't speak for more than a year the last time she was around, because he became screwed up our relationship and reported the ground. It took a lot to build our relationship back up, and it felt like that only happened because they broke up and it seemed like he broke out of a trance. This person he had become also affected our family dynamic a lot. I've always been the mediator in the family, and it is extremely exhausting to tear myself apart to keep this family on good terms when things go south. 2. She has zero consideration for people around her, is messy, and doesn't care about it. I'm a germaphobe. 3. She speaks to him and most people in a very demeaning manner. She puts him down quite a lot. She fights with him all the time, saying the most absurd shit. 4. Their relationship is one of the biggest reasons our family dynamic was in shambles for years. They fit around in college and caused a lot of issues with the authorities, causing them both to be suspended. We have brown parents. It's a very big deal. 5. Long after they broke up, they met for their graduation about 1.5 years ago and stayed together in the same hotel room for those couple of days. A couple months after she had an ectopic pregnancy and had to have emergency surgery to save her life. My brother flew down to her city to be with her and deal with the situation. Our parents don't know. I was kept in the loop the whole time. Try to help in whatever way we could. 6. During COVID, there was a massive lack of hospital beds in the city. We were all calling hospitals day in and day out to get a bed for my partner, who was extremely unwell and needed to be admitted. His SpO2 levels kept rapidly dropping. One of her attempts went through, and we were able to get a slot to get an ambulance. I thanked her profusely for it and moved on to make arrangements for my partner to be moved to the hospital and then take care of the procedures. A few days later, I overheard a call between my brother, he was staying with me at that time, and a friend of his where he sounded defeated. Apparently, she was being snarky, fighting with him, and said things like, "Your sister is so ungrateful. She didn't thank me. She doesn't know how to show gratitude. They wouldn't have a bed if not for me." What else was I supposed to do? Shower her with garlands when my partner was f***ing dying? I lost my partner not too long after. It's been 3+ years. I remember everything that happened during that phase in painful detail, and this is one of those things that boil my blood every time I think about it. He called me to tell me that she'll be coming for the holidays as well, because he knows how much I don't like her. I go home to my parents for peace, and I won't have any this time. I'll be super guarded and closed off in my own house. It's f***ing with my head quite a bit, but it hurts me more to see my brother back in a relationship that clearly FKS with him and his mental peace. I did tell my brother that I'm drawing a very hard boundary. I will be civil, but not be interacting with her if not absolutely necessary. They're in a LDR, BTW. He's staying with our parents for a couple of months, and she stays in a different city quite far away. They were broken up for a while, we're in different cities back then as well, and have a really complicated past together. And yes, I'm aware he's equally responsible for the things that this relationship has affected. I just don't know how to approach this and deal with this. I need advice on how to handle this and be in the same space as her and not make it too tense for the people around, aka my family. TLDR, my 30F brother, 25M, has a toxic ex, 26F. They are now back together. He called me today to tell me that she'll be over at our parents for the holidays next month. Need advice on how to deal with it. I don't like her because she's not a great person and has hurt my brother in a lot of ways.